Well, I'm hoping to see at least a couple of cup finals out of this one. This one is called the Cup Final 7.1. Now, I am not sure. Obviously, there's 7.1 versions of this. There are also others after this. There's a 7.3 or a 7.4. But at the time I created the save, this is the one that was out there. Now, the base of it, I don't know if this is the actual base, was called a Cup Final 433 back on March 19th, 2025, saying inspired by Howe's victory at the weekend. That victory, unfortunately, was over Liverpool in the EFL Cup. So this is what we have. This is what we're going to take a look at today. You can see the back four, the midfield four. I don't know if you want to call that a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2, whatever. We're going to take a look at it with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. So with all that said, let's just dive into the Premier League and see how they did. Well, so far in the Premier League, not a cup final, but Liverpool getting first place with 98 points is pretty nice. Aston Villa in third with 85. Yeah, this seems to work so far. Liverpool's domestic cup run, they march straight through Ipswich, although they do get a draw away from home. They get to the FA Cup fourth round in a replay against Arsenal and lose 1-2. They do get to a cup final though, Carabao Cup final 2-1, funny enough, over Aston Villa. They do get to another cup final, winning the Europa League final 2-1 against Atalanta. So 3 trophies is definitely pretty nice. The FA Cup, we can forget about that one. Squad-wise, they've got some green. We've seen better, but we've seen a lot worse. 31 goals for Nunez, fantastic. 25 for Salah, assist 21 for Trent. Oh, that's heartbreaking. 16 for Alex McAllister. And then average rating, Joe Gomez gets a 7.4. Nice. Aston Villa this time around getting to the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, beating Ipswich Town 3-1, continuing on, getting to the final, and we saw already losing out to Liverpool 1-2. They do get to the FA Cup fifth round, lost 1-2 to Man City. But an almost perfect run in the Europa Conference League, winning against West Ham 2-0. So yeah, Conference League winners, runners-up of the Carabao Cup to a team that's using the exact same tactic and is a stronger team. But third place in the Premier League, it's a pretty fantastic season. Squad-wise, yeah, they never have a lot of green, which is sad to see, but 18 goals for Zaniolo, 14 for Diaby, assists 13 for Douglas Luiz, 12 for Digne and Kamara and Callum Chambers. And then average rating, Fotis, is it Ionides? I don't know, but a 717, 715 for Matty Cash. Data hub for Liverpool. Yeah, straight attacking, no question about it. Defensively, you've got some nice pieces as well. The tackling percentage is But 2.87 goals per game, 0.61 conceded, 0.6 XG against. Pretty nice overall. And that 19.05 shots per game. Oh, yeah. Aston Villa, some attacking numbers not as strong as we've seen in the past. Defensively, they are a little bit better than usual, but 2.18 goals per game, 1 flat conceded, 0.99 XG against, and with only 15 shots per game. Premier League stats, 2.58 points per game for Liverpool. Aston Villa in third with 2.24. Most goals, Liverpool in first comfortably with 109. Villa with 83. Fewer shots against, Liverpool with 202. Villa with 300. Most possession, Liverpool in eighth with 52%. Most dribbles made, Liverpool with 674, Villa with 651. Best pass completion, 87% for Liverpool. And most shots for, Liverpool with 724 and 577 for Aston Villa. But now, of course, I'm just going to dive in with Ipswich Town, getting first place in the championship, 115 points, 128 goals. Again, we've seen better, but this is still pretty nice. And we've seen all this already out in the Carabao Cup quarterfinal to Aston Villa and out in the FA Cup third round to Liverpool. So quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup, that's not too bad. FA Cup, whatever, but Ipswich coming 11 points in first in the championship is pretty nice. Squad-wise, there's that green again, or the lack thereof, I should say. 17 goals for West Burns, Connor Chaplin with 15, George Hurst all the way down with 2 starts and 2 goals. Wow. 25 assists for Leif Davis, though, of course, 15 for West Burns. Average rating, Leif Davis with a 7.44. Now on to the championship stats. 2.5 points per game for Ipswich in first. Most goals in first with 128. Fewest shots against in first with 270. Most dribbles made in third with 823. And most shots for in first with 783. But now on to the tactic itself. I love funky shapes, and this is definitely one of them. Sweeper, keeper, in defend is where we start. Fullbacks on the left and the right in attack. Ball playing defenders in defend. A Segunda Volante in attack next to a DM in support next to a Segunda Volante in attack. Now this inverted winger in support does mark a specific position. It is the DL, and this inside forward in attack marks the DR. Now, the advance forward in attack up front, of course. Attacking mentality in possession, attacking with his narrow approach plays pass into space, underlap on the left and the right, but focus play down the left and the right. Passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, and invite crosses. So overall, how did this tactic do for our three teams? I would say pretty nice. I mean, it's not a massively comfortable point tally or goal tally that we've seen in the past. However, this is pretty up there. This is pretty nice for all three teams. I mean, Liverpool, 98 points. They don't get that often. Aston Villa don't get 85 points all that often. And as I usually say, if you take a dollar yourself, you could definitely do a better job here. But overall, I definitely think this one worked. I'd be very interested to see what the 7.3 or 7.4 did to kind of top this, or how the Cup Final 4-3-3 worked. But this one, the 7.1, worked very well. So that's it for me, Sevian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.